Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. Back in the saddle again after 3 weeks up 2+ weeks on the road. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trade your charts, not mine. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. This is our only session today, so we'll do away with disclosure. No news to deal with. Micro Russell has gone too far on an early trade. Crude is in a trade that was too early. So no trades to this point yet on for crude. Unleaded, Target 1 traders got it done. You have this short trade right after all three moving averages crossed. 9:15 goes to target 1, 29 ticks. So you should pick up 30 ticks total on the morning for target 1 traders. Target 2 traders actually lost 4 ticks. Major key level adjustment on the break-even stop. So instead of a gain of 2, you have a loss of 4. And that's where we stand. Target 2 traders looking for another trade. Target 1 is done. Soybeans has get in sync long. YM just stopped out of an early short trade. So that is flat, looking for a new setup. Pound Aussie. Nice long trade setup. Been running since somewhere around 3 o'clock this morning. Typically, I would move that Micro Russell stop up at least 1, probably 2 ticks off of the high of that wick. That's one of those 5% ARC chart level adjustment. So we wait for market open coming up in just a few seconds. 45. And soybeans takes off and hits money men target 1. Oh, I see what happened. Yeah, so we're looking for a new setup on soybeans now. And market is open. Filtered trade on YM. Micro Russell short trade stopped out. Crude still in its early short. There is an add-on short on crude, so I would take that. I have to manually track this, obviously. Probably adjust that around the 200, but I'll leave it at the moment. YM picks up a short trade. and then stops and reverses to long. Actually, that's short. Yeah, we pick up the long at its true entry because we would not have been in that short too fast. This short, however, we do stop and reverse, mark it out if it's too fast. 33 to, oh yeah, it definitely is too fast. So we had to market it out of the long, very small loss. Still not in the short on crude. Short trade on the micro Russell. That one is avoidable. Actually hit the entry and then right up to the stops. That's an avoided trade. Off the table because it did hit the stop. YM back into a, oh my goodness. YM picks up a long. And I'm afraid is okay, that long we should be in. I expect, let's see, 37, 39, 40, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be in that long. That one gets us target one. Whatever else, I'm not sure, but crude in the short, add-on short, micro Russell in a long trade. That goes to money management, just shy of target three. We need 2 ticks. It's like 25.2. Yeah. And we get targets 3 and 4. So our first trade of the morning on Micro Russell is a solid win, trailing third position at 25, actually 24.9. Unleaded has a short trade for target 2 traders. Reach down to money management. Potential short trade on soybeans. It has not confirmed yet. Potential counterpunch trade. That should definitely get us positive on the YM. Another long, solid trailer all the way up to target 4. All right, another long trade on the micro Russell. That one's got a big wick on it. And we are taking heat. Definitely going to be a target 2 actionable. YM is done, so let's put unleaded up there so we can take a look at micro NQ. And we now have our short setup on soybeans, but we are not. That's a get in sync because it didn't. And now we just triggered into the short. So soybeans is short. Four minutes. That would be a full stop out. 48, 49. Well, no, that's going to be an avoided trade. That would have been too fast to execute. So mark it up anyway. That could have been our first trade, but too fast to execute. Short trade now on the micro NQ. Money management on the add-on crude trade. Micro NQ hitting its money management, target 1. And looking like it, yep, there's a break-even stop out. So break even on trade number 1. Trade number 2 is a long. The moment that is a get in sync. That would have been too fast to execute. And that's a no trade. And a new short. That one is going to be a loss, I believe. Yep. That 8 seconds to the bar, that's definitely a full loser. Unfortunately, so we have a break even and a loss on 2 trades. Now we have a long trade. That popped up through a little fast, then came back to us, so we should be in that. Money management. And target 2. Trailing now, target 3 and target 4. So all targets. Micro Russell picking up avoiding. We took the loss on the first short. The long is too fast. The subsequent short is too fast. And we have a long that I see a wick on the second bar, so we should have been in that. Target 3 and 4 win and trailing. Micro Russell and Micro NQ trailing nice long trades. Micro Russell setting new session highs. Micro NQ coming off session lows. Money management on the unleaded trade. It's still surviving on that one though. trying to get target 1 on this. Need one more tick. Target 1 at 40, it looks like. There it is. Yeah, target 1 was at 40. Target 2 is at 30. $57 and should be the stop. Waiting for that to come through. Micro NQ stopped out. Soybeans picks up target 1, and that's a one and done session that quickly. Soybeans picks up 9 ticks, plus 3 additional on the trailer, 3 additional positions at 1 tick apiece. So I will put unleaded down there just so we can keep it. Soybeans doesn't tell us anything, but YM might. So this will be one and done for crude using the add-on trade. Another long trade on micro NQ. This is trade number 4 already. Money management achieved. So it's going to be at least a break even. Looking for target 2. All right. Pound Aussie stops out of the long trade and enters a short. Let's see if this one works. Micro Russell stops out, enters another long, is a winner. Still at, that's gotten target 3, but we're still at break even on stop. Definitely got target 3, so we'll look for target 4. All right, we can pick up the trailer now on crude. 56. That would have gone plus 1 tick. So 39.4. No, 39.2. All right, let's see where we are here. Getting close to money management. Looks like we can possibly get a target 1 winner right at the 50 EMA. Unleaded takes a second money management and actually would have stopped and reversed. That's going to get you very slightly positive, and that's going to end the session. You take stop and reverse at 24.21. Our entry was 29, 8 ticks, 16. Yeah, that's enough to give us a winning session. And we take a break-even stop out on the micro Russell. Yeah. So 2 break-evens, a loss, and a win. We should be positive given the size of the win. And we stopped out at the break-even stop out after hitting target 3 on micro Russell. All right, while we're waiting for a new trade, I will unlet it back where it normally resides and then bring the micro NQ chart back to the top. And let's see how many trades that was in the micro. And micro Russell's in another long trade already to money management. That's the 3rd trade right in that sequence. 4 was a loss. That was a no trade. That was a win. That's 5. Actually, 9:30. That was a no trade. No trade there. Yeah, that was trade number 1. It was a win. No trade. That was a no trade. Long is a no trade. That's another no trade. Two is a win. 3 is a win. 4 is a win. And that one is a break even. No, 4 is a break even, not a win. So 3 wins and a break even. 1 more win or 2 more trades. Watching micro NQ, the micro Russell, and the pound Aussie. YM, soybeans, unleaded are all done. Crude, this is a power quitting trade. Yeah, it came to it and didn't cross it, which is what I suspected. So our left side charts and the center charts are still active. Right is complete. 3 charts complete, 4 in process. All right, nothing new on the micro Russell. Close to the stop on crude. New short on the micro NQ. That definitely is in the trade, looking like it's taking heat, and that's a stop out. So a second loss on the fifth trade. Good morning, all. Please do say hello in the chat. This is still a valid trade on the micro Russell, although it has not triggered in. Takes a cross of the cat lines to cancel it, and they have not yet crossed. This is a valid trade still. Still hasn't hit the entry, so it's still valid. This would be trade number 5 if it triggers in. Pound Aussie back to its entry point. Here's a crossover that'll cancel. May give us, yeah, this will give us a short. Closes down, but it looks like it's going to cancel. We've got a crossover at this point. Yeah, there's our crossover that cancels the long trade. And we have a new long trade. That triggers in. And we're going to have to go up 2, which is where session high is, looks like. Session high, yeah, session high is at 50.2. Sorry, yeah. So target is 3. Money management is the session high, and that gives us a loss. So 3 wins, a break even, and a loss. One more trade. Potential long trade on micro NQ. Potential stop and reverse on pound Aussie. And that cancels, goes to a long short setup on the micro NQ. Micro NQ looks like it's kind of unsure where it's going. All right, let's see what we've got here. Entry is at 91.67, so that would be 71. Stop and reverse adjustment to 69, key level to 71. So we are still short. Even we'll have to track this manually now. Micro Russell with a short trade. Bigger than usual, starting to trail already, and there is money management. Yeah, that target 2 is definitely big enough. So we have 3 wins, 4 wins now, and a loss on 5 trades. 1 trade remaining. That is after this trade finishes. We're still in this trade. 2 more positions. But there's a stop out. Targets 2, 3. Looking for 4 on the micro NQ. And a nice trailer so far. So this is the final trade. And there it is. So 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 break-evens. Micro NQ is done. There is trade number 6 for Micro Russell. And that's a loss. That one should have been long enough to get into. That was 4 seconds, and it was a few more seconds after that with the wick. I was looking at it, and it should have given us enough time to get in. Let's see if it would have been a 4-tick adjustment on the, so it's going to go to 46.5. And we do stop and reverse to long on the pound Aussie. Pound Aussie is long. Micro Russell and the micro NQ are done. Crude stopped out, so that ends that session. One and done. We're right at the 10 o'clock. In fact, we are at 10 o'clock, and there is an entry to the long trade. $10 a.m. crude mini session. All right, almost to money management on that crude trade. Since we're done with all of the micro NQ, I'm going to go ahead and bring the unleaded chart back up. Pound Aussie is long. Crude is also long. Looks like rejected at the 50 again, back to the entry. See if 200 EMA will hold it. It doesn't appear to be. We've got the 20 SMA below there. Bottom right chart is soybeans. We were running counterpunch there. Micro Russell's top left. Micro NQ was bottom center before I brought the unleaded chart back up. And a stop and reverse on crude will be 44. 2-tick plus adjustment plus a key level. So money management is going to be 34, which is the stop on the prior trade. So that means that target 2 will be our first actionable target. And we just hit target 2. So we're trailing and we are to have a target in hand. And we also hit target 3. So that would have been here. So that is both targets. We did a 3-tick adjustment. So we get 16 and 23, 39 ticks. That'll definitely get us positive on the session. So that's 2 winning sessions. Unless there are questions, I am going to be calling in the morning because the only thing left is the pound Aussie, and pound Aussie doesn't typically move terribly fast. I'm going to have to leave at 10:30 anyways. I will be more than happy to answer questions or what's on which market are you looking at? You wanting to look at all the markets? Looks like most all. Yeah, everything's going to be positive so far, with the exception of the pound Aussie. No, all of these are not in my trade plan. Actually, only has 3 charts in it, and 2 of those are not actually on here. But I just did get positive, I think. No, not quite. I have a crude chart that didn't quite get positive. No problem. We had wins at crude. We had a 9 a.m. was this, hasn't been moving a whole lot on the spotlight 8-tick range bar. We have a actually we have a target 1 win there. And the reverse, yeah, the reversal on the long. So we got significant partial there. No, actually, I'm sorry. We got a target 1, and then we close that on the long entry. So that was the win for the 9 a.m. crude mini session. And the 10 a.m. was a get in sync on that same long trade. And now we've stopped and reversed into the short and picked up 39 ticks on the short. Our stop and reverse cost us 56 to 44, 12, 24 ticks. So we're up 15 ticks on the 10 a.m. mini session. That was a loss and a win. YM had several trades this morning looking like a net positive. Back to 9:30. That's the trade that got the YM positive right there. Almost stopping out and then going trailing beyond target 4. So we picked up 31 ticks on target. Entry was 49.014 to 49.124, 110 ticks on the trailer. So 141 ticks, $5 a tick is nothing to sneeze at. That's a $705 trade. Soybeans, I believe, yeah, the short trade was our winner there. One and done session, 9 ticks to the target, plus 3 additional positions at 1 tick apiece. 12 ticks. That is 3 points on a quarter point market. $150 trade, not big. Unleaded. This trade at 9:13. Target 1 traders pick up 30 ticks. Target 2 traders actually lost 4. And then you pick up this trade that gave you, I believe that was 8 ticks on the reversing entry. So that would be 16 for 2 positions. And that would put you plus 12, and that is a power quitting 2 money management trades. And let's see, we have a stop and reverse now. Did we trigger or not? That's the question. 91.64, so it would be 91.62. Would be the stop and reverse. Oh my. Did we touch it? Yep, 61.9, so we did reverse. So that's a second very small stop and reverse loss. Micro Russell started off with 3 wins, like a break even. Two losses. I believe that's what it was. Let's see. Let's go back and see. Oh no, wait a minute. That's right. We had 3 losses, 3 wins, break even. I think I did call that a loss at trade 5, and trade 6 was a win. So that was a winning session, 4 wins. So it ends positive on 4 wins or 6 trades, whichever you want to look at it. 4 wins, 2 a break even, and a loss. And Go back here to micro NQs, our only other one. That one was 2 wins, 2 losses, and 2 break evens. It should be, one of the wins was solid target 4. So that is going to be should be a positive sessions. Positive on everything except the pound Aussie so far. 2 positive sessions on crude. Unleaded was a positive session. Either target 1 or target 2. YM, soybeans. Good day in the market. I wouldn't even think about trying to trade 7 charts at the same time. That's just too much to keep focus on. That will wrap it up for today. So I'm going to call it a day. You're most welcome. I will be back tomorrow morning at 9:30. 9:30 regular session, 9:30 Eastern US. 10:30 will be the crude oil inventory session. So the 9:30 session will go till 10:15. I'll close that stream and open a new stream for the inventory session. That will be tomorrow's schedule, and of course we'll be back Thursday 9:30 for our regular session there. Everybody have a good afternoon, and we will see you back tomorrow morning at 9:30. Have a good one.